Hey, so I've been getting this question. I don't want to say a lot because that would be a lie. I've made a note of it that people are wondering if I'm still on Tretinoin. And it's really funny because I'll be making a video about how I'm like sad and my life isn't going well. Someone will be like, "Are you still on Tretinoin?" and like caps locks with multiple exclamation points. Like I guess you didn't get the point of the video. So I'm still on Tretinoin. I am still using retin-a. I gotta say, I really don't love the retin-a containers, but they're in this for a reason, to preserve the product. This lasts a really long time if you're using it as directed, which is generally just a pea-sized amount. For those of you who didn't watch any of my other retin-a videos, I'm on retin-a 0.1%, and I've been on this for 2 years now, as well, not exactly as prescribed, but the first year I did a like 3-month, 6-month, and 9-month update, and then I just stopped. And I don't really know why I stopped because I kept making skincare videos at the time, but I just felt like maybe after 9 months I didn't see any noticeable changes in my skin, and then I also got kind of busy too. I was like, I kind of feel like maybe this is as good as it gets. So now I've had a chance to look back at some footage from even a few months ago, and I do notice a difference in my skin. The problem is that I've made lifestyle changes in the same period of time that kind of makes it hard to really attribute it to a cream or to just the lifestyle changes. I've been working out almost every day. Have I been eating differently? Kind of, maybe not so much the eating thing. I think I've been eating less, but I don't think that really had any impact on my skin. But I think that maybe, I get videos, people saying, "Oh, you look so good," which, whatever. I don't know that I can attribute it all to retin-a, but I've seen other people's retin-a transformations over a period of like 1 and 2 years, and they look like two different people. And I don't want to even name any names because I don't know if that's appropriate, but that was the reason why I was like first really interested in retin-a in the first place. Well, okay, not true. I was prescribed it first, and then I did more research on it, and I was like, wow, this is actually so good for so many other things. Wrinkles, fine lines, elastin, vascular regeneration, creation, skin tone evening, dark spot corrector for like sunspots specifically. And it's a cream that can teach your skin cells how to behave after they've become damaged from sun damage primarily over the years. Anyway, that's just a long-winded way of me saying that I've definitely noticed the positive aspects of using retin-a. And I think that it's hard, when you're looking at yourself every day, it's hard to really see those changes because they happen on such a small scale day by day. But when you look back at videos of yourself, you really notice like a huge difference. For me, it was like just the dullness of the skin. That was the first thing I saw kind of become corrected after I started using it for a few months. And then you start noticing like, yeah, maybe did I have fine lines on my forehead? Probably I did, but they weren't very deep ever. The place I had the most fine lines were underneath the eye, and I still do, but maybe it's just because I've been moving around in different Airbnbs and the lighting has been more generous or forgiving rather in some of these situations. But I feel like the under eye fine lines, like maybe more than fine, have improved somewhat. And I've been using this every day now. The past year, up until 3 months ago, I was probably only using it on average every other day. And the reason why was because my skin started becoming sensitive. I didn't know if it was the retin-a, but I knew that I was just using a lot of different products. And so I figured alternating one day on, one day off would be just as effective. And I can't say for sure not if that's true, because after starting back to use it every single day 3 months ago, I felt like that's when I started noticing more positive changes in my skin that I initially saw when I first started using retin-a 2 years ago. I'm really happy I got on this. It is really expensive, and I think it's unjustifiably expensive. But of course, if you have insurance that'll cover the majority of it, it's actually a good price. I think my insurance like covered it to the point where each one was $10 at the time, but without insurance, these can be like $100 per tube. And this is like, I think in state have big this is. How big is this? Wow, they don't even have to say how large the container is. That seems odd. Oh yeah, it's also expired by a month, but I feel like it's milk. Does it really expire on the expiration date, or is that just a conservative date? I don't know how large this container is, but it lasts a long time, especially if you're only using it like every other day. Because I opened this one probably back when I was living in California. It's been like a long ass time since then. When was that? I've probably opened this in like March or April, and it's November now. So 7 months, give or take. That's a really long time because all you need is a pea-sized amount, and I'll do a skincare routine video next just as an update. So I used to be really conservative about putting it around my eyes because I was concerned, because everyone on the internet is like, don't put it around your eyes. The skin around your eyes is delicate and thinner than the rest of your face. I personally don't have any issues with irritation around my eyes. I do have it on my neck though, and I used to put it on my neck way more than I should. And the New Year's, and like, I remember New Year's 2020 is like, you know, December 31st, New Year's 2020. I didn't need to explain that to you. That was a couple months, no, that was 1 month after I had started using retin-a. Why was I putting that on my neck every night? That was really stupid. I guess I was putting this on my neck every night only 1 month into, or maybe I was doing it every other night, because I know there's no way I was doing this every night because I wasn't even doing that on my face. Anyway, I was somehow using it on my neck way too much, which is probably, putting any on your neck can sometimes be too much, especially at 0.1%. That's the highest concentration of retin-a for tretinoin. Hello, that's a lot. And then I put a turtleneck on. I don't even know what it was made out of. I thrifted it. It was probably wool. And then went to this like white party. Why was I wearing a black turtleneck to a white party? I don't know. I never follow instructions. Also, really bad idea. Don't wear black to a white party because they're going to have a black light. And so any lint on you is going to show. And even if you don't think there's lint on you, there is. Anyway, I was dancing the night away. And then, did I take pictures of this? My neck was just wrecked for the next like week. It looked just raw and red, and it was itchy and horrible time. And even this, like, I had this retinol that I was using. I was like, oh, this is going to be more mild than retin-a. I can maybe try to just use retinol on my neck. That didn't work at all. That was really bad. Instant, just red, itchy. But, and I'm for adapalene. Adapalene didn't do that to my skin. It was adapalene, the over-the-counter 0.25%. I don't remember, whichever one they sell over the counter. That didn't impact my neck, and I was able to use that every so often. And I think at this point, retin-a I could use on my neck. This video is not about my neck. Anyway, I've been on this for a long ass time, and my skin is, I feel, and I think people in the comment section have seen, has improved. But of course, I've been using sunscreen religiously. I've been doing toners, peptides, vitamin C, the gamut of skincare, and I've been documenting it for the past 2 years. Well, not really for the past 6 months because I was totally over it. But, you know, when you have a regimen and you're incorporating all of these things that are supposed to be beneficial to the skin, it's hard to really pinpoint exactly which one. But I can say that if I was only able to use one skincare product, if I was only able to use 2 skincare products ever again, it would be sunscreen and tretinoin. So, was this an infomercial for tretinoin? It wasn't supposed to be, but call 1-800-567. Now, the thing I did want to mention that I still have not gotten to, and it's been 13 minutes since I started this recording, is I used to break out spontaneously, sporadically is the word that I meant. I used to break out sporadically, and it'd be like, I don't even know, it'd be a few breakouts a month, maybe even more, and some would be small, some would be large, and they'd always leave dark marks, especially around the beard area, around here, sometimes like here, under the, what is this part of your face called? And I just don't anymore. The last time I had a noticeable breakout, okay, that's not true, because I had one right here and it still has a dark mark, kind of. But the last time I had a really big breakout, it was actually a whitehead that just hadn't come to the surface yet, and was still just like clogged, basically. The pore was trapped, basically. Tretinoin's supposed to help even those instances of milia or whiteheads. Those are two separate things, by the way. To free those pores so that they could shed whatever is in there. It's supposed to help with that because it helps with cell turnover. It helps increase cell turnover, which means that you're shedding more skin cells, things will get unclogged. That's why sometimes people experience more acne at the beginning of using tretinoin, 'cause it's like purging. But I have had some whiteheads that tretinoin just didn't really help, and interestingly, these pimple patches, I tried putting them over them, and like a whitehead I had, and it just, I think it actually got infected as a result because I left that on. And who knows if there was like bacteria under there and I left it on for a long time. And the pore got inflamed. An infection triggers an inflammatory response so your body can fight the infection. And that's what a pimple is. Why was I telling you this again? Because tretinoin didn't fix everything for me, basically. I feel like sometimes people and dermatologists, like, they use it as a blanket statement, like, we don't know what's wrong with you, here's some tretinoin. It's like the Greek dad from My Big Fat Greek Wedding using Windex and everything. A dermatologist's Windex is tretinoin. They're like, here, you take some tretinoin, you take some tretinoin. It's like, I don't know, because I've literally only been to one dermatologist in my life, and I don't like her. Literally, she did not know what was wrong with my skin. And she's just like, here's like 5 refills of tretinoin. Have a nice day. Thanks, lady. I ended up having to diagnose myself and realize that tretinoin's actually not even the correct treatment for what was wrong with my skin. But anyway, another tangent, another video by Rotten Skin. And lastly, I don't know, I mentioned it briefly in passing, but exercise is actually something you can do to change the appearance of your skin. I kind of don't know what I'm doing here. It's like I just blacked out. Thanks for watching my show. I feel like that was a disaster, and I totally forgot to finish my thought on the acne thing because I just got sidetracked and started talking about a whitehead that tretinoin didn't solve. But overall, in conjunction with azelaic acid, in which the two are known to work together, well together in a symbiotic relationship, I do not break out nearly as much. Like, it's a significant reduction in breakouts now that I use tretinoin and azelaic acid, which is kind of random for me to just throw that in, but I do think it's worth mentioning that tretinoin, it was actually created as an acne medication, and that's primarily what it's prescribed as, and that is a huge thing that's done for me, because breakouts, no one wants to deal with a breakout, but the post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation is, for me, it's way worse than breakout and lasts many, many months, and so prevention is key, and tretinoin has prevented that. Bye!